Hi friends! In this video, I'm breaking down the 5 fitness rules we must ditch to finally lose fat sustainably because they're based on an outdated understanding of the female body and are actively sabotaging your results. Now, most of these kept me fat for years. But before we get into this, let's get real for a second. How many of us feel like we're on this endless hamster wheel of trying to lose fat and tone up, only to end up feeling, well, just simply frustrated, like you're doing everything right, but the results are just not there? Or worse, you're just so utterly exhausted by the process that you just want to throw your hands up in the air and live off a steady diet of Netflix and probably what? You jump on the latest trend, whether it's a juice cleanse that leaves you feeling starving or simply irritated, or even those convoluted social media workouts that make you feel simply clumsy and not strong. So you diligently track every single calorie, obsess over the number on the scale every single day, only for it to jump up 1 pound, utterly crushing your motivation. We're obviously told to eat less, move more, often left feeling super defeated, deprived, and often even more disconnected from our bodies than we actually started. It's no wonder that over 70% of women that actually try to lose weight regain it within a few years. Continuing to follow these unhelpful rules isn't just about the number on the scale. It's about your energy, your confidence, your mental peace, and relationship with food and exercise. It's about living a life where you constantly feel like you're fighting against your body. And my friend, you deserve so much more than that. What we're about to uncover, frankly, will make you wonder why you lived into half of this stuff in the first place. Now, these aren't just minor tweaks. These are fundamental shifts that will change your entire approach to fitness and food. And trust me, your brain and your body will thank you for it. So let's start with the OG villain rule. Severely restricting calories for quick weight loss. Or the equally awful, the only way to lose weight is to feel like you're starving, hungry, or deprived. The idea that if you're not constantly battling hunger and feeling miserable, so you cut yourself down to 1,200 calories, feel like you're starving only to lose a few pounds quickly, and crash and burn, gaining it all back and more. Does that sound familiar? Your body, particularly the female body, is wired for survival and reproduction. So when you drastically cut your calories, you're essentially signaling to your body that you're in a famine, and your brilliant body responds by slowing down your metabolism. It's called metabolic adaptation. It ramps up hunger hormones like ghrelin, making you crave almost everything in sight. And perhaps for the most of us, it can throw your delicate estrogen, progesterone, and thyroid hormones out of whack. This can lead to irregular periods, fatigue, hair loss, and can make fat loss even harder because your body is in self-preservation mode, often holding on to that fat, especially around your midsection. Constant deprivation triggers the brain's scarcity mindset. When something's forbidden, we just want it more. This creates a relentless cycle of craving, willpower depletion, and eventual binging, leading to immense guilt and shame. You're fighting your body's own biology and psychology. Now, the fix is to focus on, of course, a moderate and sustainable calorie deficit with nutrient-dense foods. So instead of starvation, aim to at least eat enough protein, which amounts to at least 1 gram per pound of your goal weight, healthy fats, and eat those complex carbs to feel satisfied but also not starving yourself. Your body will feel safe and respond better, and you'll avoid the rebound. So instead of being on that 1,200 calorie diet that leaves you hangry, try finding your maintenance calories, a modest calorie deficit of 250 to 500 calories, and focus on volume foods. Lots of veggies, lean protein, and of course your fiber. You'll feel fuller on fewer calories naturally without being in that constant deprivation battle. All right, this is number 2 on our hit list, and this is incredibly crucial for women. Ignore your menstrual cycle when planning your nutrition and your exercise. How often are we told to just simply push through, to hit the same numbers in the gym, or stick to the same meal plan no matter what? But ladies, our bodies are not static. Our hormones are in a constant, beautiful dance over the course of the month. Your female body's estrogen and progesterone levels fluctuate dramatically over your menstrual cycle, impacting almost everything. Your energy levels, strength, recovery, insulin sensitivity, and even your hunger cues. Ignoring these shifts, like during your period or even during the luteal phase, can lead to burnout, injury, and elevated cortisol levels. Underfueling your body when it actually needs more calories, often during the luteal phase, when your basal metabolic rate can increase by 100 to 300 calories. Attempting to maintain a rigid calorie intake every single day during these high energy phases leads to extreme hunger, deprivation, and eventually overeating anyways. This mismatch between effort and fuel and your body's current hormonal cycle leads directly to plateaus, frustration, and makes sustainable fat loss incredibly difficult. This rule promotes a rigid, linear approach to fitness that actually goes against our natural cycle, and it can lead to feelings of inadequacy, like why am I so tired this week? What's wrong with me? Shame, and ultimately feeling like just giving up on the plan because it feels like it's constantly failing you. It also disregards the intuitive wisdom of our bodies. Now I want you to learn and understand the phases of your cycle and adjust the intensity and calories depending on the phase that you're in. For example, during your follicular phase, you'll experience higher energy levels, better for heavy lifting and hitting those PRs, and even more intense cardio. During the luteal phase, your energy might dip, your strength might go down, and your body's metabolic rate can increase. This is a great time for lower intensity workouts and a slight increase in calories, especially complex carbs, to manage cravings and support your body. By listening to your body and adapting, you optimize performance, manage hunger, reduce stress, and make your journey far more sustainable and effective. Rule number 4, only calories burned during your workout contributes to fat loss. Instead of incorporating all movement throughout the day, how many times have you busted your butt in the gym? You felt great, then you went home and sat on the couch because you did your workout. Listen, we tend to put all our eggs in the structured workout basket, ignoring everything else. This completely discounts the powerful impact of NEAT, which is your non-exercise activity thermogenesis. Now, NEAT is all the movement you do outside of your structured workouts. Think walking around the house, gardening, cleaning, taking the stairs, or simply just fidgeting, not just intense bursts followed by prolonged sitting. Now, NEAT can account for a significant portion of your calories burnt over the course of the day, sometimes even more than your structured workouts, depending on the type of workouts that you're doing, of course. Ignoring it means you're potentially leaving hundreds of calories burned potentially on the table. Now, our brains love to complete things and check off boxes. I finished my workout, therefore I'm done. This creates a static view of activity, and focusing on only structured workouts neglects the opportunity for integrative movement into your daily life, which is key for consistently and long-term fat loss. So embrace NEAT as your secret fat loss weapon. Think about how you can incorporate more movement throughout the course of your day. Take the stairs instead of the elevator. Go for a short walk during your lunch breaks. These small but consistent movements add up over the course of the year and keep your metabolism ticking all day long, ultimately contributing to sustainable fat loss without feeling like it's extra exercise that you have to do. Rule number 5, and this is so heartbreaking. You essentially need to hate your body to motivate change. How many magazine covers, social media posts, or even your inner voice telling you this, that you won't change until you're practically disgusted with yourself? So we stand in front of the mirror and we pick ourselves apart, every perceived flaw, hoping that somehow the self-loathing is going to magically transform us. Now, negative motivation is short-lived and unsustainable. It keeps you in a constant state of fight, flight, or freeze, and ultimately elevating your cortisol. There's that stress hormone signal again. Now, your body doesn't differentiate between the stress from your boss and the stress of hating your reflection every single day. This chronic stress makes fat loss so much harder. Sustainable change comes from a place of self-care and self-respect, not punishment. Our brains are wired to move towards pleasure and away from pain. And if the process of changing feels like constant punishment, your brain will ultimately resist it, even if the outcome is desired. Self-compassion, on the other hand, activates the parasympathetic nervous system, your rest and digest, reducing stress and making habit formation a lot easier. So the reality is, we need to cultivate more self-compassion and appreciation for your body's actual capabilities. Start treating your body like your best friend and not your enemy. Focus on what your body can do and stop focusing on what you perceive it can't. Instead of saying, I hate my flabby arms and I have to work out, try, my arms are strong enough to lift my kids and groceries, and I want to make them even stronger and healthier. Focus on feeling good, building strength, and having energy. When you start from a place of love and self-respect, exercise and nourishing foods become an act of self-care and not punishment. So there you have it. 5 pervasive rules that are not only unhelpful, but actively hinder your progress and your relationship with your body. And if this resonated with you, then hit that subscribe button and I'll see you in the next video.